YouTube universe. What's going on, all my Hitman and Harley Quinns? You know who it is. It's your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist with an attitude, Hitman Thornton, aka Mr. Wonderful, for Raw Reaction T Vizzle. Man, what? People, okay, first off, just want to say real quick, I purposely held off doing this review because one, I wanted to, because I binged watched Lovecraft Country, and I wanted to watch the episode again. Plus I had other things going on, but still, I could have did this video the day after or on the weekend, but I particularly wanted to wait. Man. Wow. All I got to say is, what a phenomenal actor Jonathan Majors is. They couldn't have picked a better person to play Kang. Okay? If you have not seen Lovecraft Country, watch that, and you'll see why he got picked for this. Okay, Lovecraft Country is basically, it took me a while to get around to watching that to begin with, because at the time when it came out, I didn't have any streaming, to be able to watch it. So I finally was able to, and basically it's like a black version of American Horror Story. Basically what it is, but still phenomenal show. Phenomenal. Okay. So anyway, Loki, final episode 6 for all time, always. Spoiler review. I know I haven't been saying that every time I did these videos, but I just want to say spoiler review. Man, I am, like I said before, I was not quite sure what to expect from Loki. I thought it was a cool character, but I didn't find him that interesting enough to see if they would do his own thing. Boy, was I wrong. Man, was I wrong. Wow. Just wow. All I got to tell you is Kang is going to be a problem. No, let me rephrase that. Kang is going to be a problem. Not a problem, a problem. If you thought Thanos was a handful, nothing compared to Kang the Conqueror. All right, so let's just get right into it. It's not going to be the typical review back and forth because Jonathan Majors is just a phenomenal actor. All right, okay, let's just get right to it. Okay, show opens up from the last one. They make it through Elias. They enchanted him, whatnot, and they enchant him. They get through, go up to the big castle, house on the hill. Doors open, and Ms. Minutes pops up. The little AI computer clock thing starts talking to him, and basically is trying to pump the brakes and tempt them with all these things they could have if they didn't continue pursuing, looking for who's in charge. Telling Loki, you could kill Thanos. We could switch things up. You could kill Thanos. You could be the king of Asgard. You can be all this stuff. Sylvie, you can have the life you always wanted, just etc. Basically just trying to deter them from what their basically their goal is. They're trying to find who's in charge. So they basically rejected it. Now, I understand there's supposed to be an alternate version of this to where as Ms. Minutes is talking to Loki, telling him, you can be a king, you can have this and that, there's supposed to be little not necessarily flashbacks, but flashes of him as king and all of this. There's supposed to be some scenes of that as she's talking, as Ms. Minutes is talking, showing Loki being king and all this stuff, but they didn't do that. but I understand they're supposed to down the road do a re-release or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I have to look into that more. So both of them, Sylvie and Loki, like, no, we ain't having it. We're on a mission. So they continue walking down the hall of the big castle. You see these three pillars, obviously of the timekeepers, but one pillar is destroyed. And next thing you know, of course, they're talking here and there. And next thing you know, the door opens. Boom. Like I said, it's Kang. Jonathan Majors. But I believe he is supposed to be playing Immortus. Kang has many different versions of himself all over the place. So this is one version of him called Immortus, who's more cerebral kind of dude. But when the door opens and you see, Kang Immortus sitting there, Jonathan Majors got the thing on, and just the childlike look on his face, the smile, he's eating an apple. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz revealing behind the curtain. And he's excited and happy to see them. He's like, whoa, wow, And it's pretty cool. And he just did such a phenomenal job playing this. He just did a phenomenal job playing this. But anyway, let's just get to, all right. Then they also do some smash cuts back to the TVA, back to Ravonna, the judge. She's in the office going over paperwork and all this kind of stuff, looking at the little cup ring on the table, feeling bad to what she did to Mobius and all that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, boom. Oh, before I'm getting ahead of myself because stuff I want to talk about. Ms. Menace pops up and gives Ravonna some files, and she's like, "This isn't the files I wanted," and she's saying, "Well, he said, these will be more helpful to you," or something like that. So gets these files, downloading or whatever, and next thing you know, Mobius pops up, because, after she pruned him, and she's like, whoa, what are you doing here? They have words about, it being a lie, and she's all, what if it's a necessary lie? All this stuff. And they get into it, and she's about to leave, she has a TemPad, about to go to this door. He's telling her, no, don't leave. What about, we have friendship, and they're just going back and forth. They're damn near arguing like a couple almost. You believe these Lokis over me. We've been friends for all these years. Blah, blah, blah. Where he tries to stop her. She, pretty much kicks him down. It didn't work. And just before she walks through the portal, he says, where are you going? And she says, to look for free will. Now, in the comic, Ravonna, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. She does end up having a relationship with one of the variations of Kang. So my guess is that's probably where she's going to look for him, and she'll probably find the younger version of him. So she takes off. Mobius is left behind. And also we have the Hunter B-15. She is being chased by the TVA because, earlier her and Ravonna, have a conversation. Ravonna saying you're a traitor, and B-15 saying it's all a lie. None of this is real. We're all variants, all that kind of stuff. But Ravonna's like, yeah, but we living good still. What's the problem? So, and this whole show is a lot deeper than I thought it would be. It's very entertaining and deep too. And so B-15, she escapes, but she's running, being chased by the TVA hunters, and she ends up like in the school. But earlier, when Mobius and Ravonna were talking, he had the pen that's Franklin D. Roosevelt High School, and he says to her that, well, all that's something's different now, or something like that, and she's like, "What have you done?" So Hunter B-15, like it says, being chased by the TVA hunters to the school, and she stops, and he's having words with her, and next thing you know, a variation from that timeline that they're in, because they're out of school, of Ravonna walks in the door, and he's like, the TVA hunter's like, "Judge Ravonna," and he's like, and B-15 is like, "That's not her," and he's like, "How is that possible?" And so now his eyes are opening up to what's really going on, and Hunter B-15 says, "We need to talk." So that ends that scene. So basically, she's waking up TVA hunters to what's really going on, what's really happening. So that's what happened with the TVA, with them over there. Now let's get to Jonathan Majors playing Kang / Immortus. He just did such a phenomenal job. He's talking to them, and gets him in the elevator, and of course Sylvie tries to kill him, tries to take a swing at him with the sword a few times, but he keeps dodging her, ducking her, moving. He has that little TemPad wristband, a different version of it, so he's able to move very quickly from her. And also, he has conversations with them, explaining to them who he is, that basically he's been in charge this whole time. He has seen everything. He's basically laid the path, laid the foundation. He's been in control, manipulating, being cerebral assassin of everything. He knows all, sees all, basically. And is explaining to them that, I've been in control this whole time. And he does this little visual, like special effects kind of, I can't even tell you what it is, but basically explaining to them who he is, where he came from, how it all got started, the different universes, the different versions of him when they met, and they're all living in peace, getting along, sharing knowledge. But then there's other versions of him that basically wanted to take control, wanted to conquer. So all that changes as well. So now he's explaining to them what would happen. Well, basically, he wants them to take over. Is basically, is what he's trying to say to them. I want you guys to take over. I want you guys to run things. I'm old. I've lived these lifetimes. I've seen all the different scenarios and all that. But of course, they're just going back and forth with the whole ordeal. But my whole thing is, that's why I love these type of shows, is the fact, and I've said this before, you get all these actors who, some starting out, aren't getting the opportunities that some other actors get. They're out there struggling, trying to get gigs after gigs. And then when they land shows like this, whether it be Marvel streaming or Star Wars, what have you, or you get the actors that trying to reinvent themselves, trying to, get another chance at life or another chance in their career. Because in the words of Chris Rock, you have very few chances in show business to be new. So, but you have a cat like Jonathan Majors who's been around for a long time. Because you don't get a lot of people thinking he just came out of nowhere. Saying, no, dude's been around acting for a long time. Because once I knew he looked familiar when I saw the advertisements for Lovecraft's Country, and I remember I seen him, I said, he looks familiar. I've seen him before. And yeah, I've seen him in a few other things. And he has, like I said, been around for a while. And when you get actors that land on shows like this, and if the writing's good, if the directing's good, these people shine acting wise. And he just killed this role. Killed it. And it's just really irritating when you get some of these actors or directors / producers come out and just throwing shade and hating on the superhero movies and these streaming shows and just throwing shade, like idiot Steven Dorff. He was throwing shade at Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and it's like, nigga, you was in Blade. What are you talking about? And it's just sad, really. It's sad. You should be happy for, you feel it. But I understand competitiveness and competition is healthy, but as long as you don't get to the level where you're going to be a hater, basically. And that's what a lot of these cats are turning into. So, anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So, basically, he's explaining to Loki and Sylvie that he's been in control, he's been running the show, and what his end goal is. He basically wants someone to take over. And he's basically explaining them, and Loki's like, so what are you afraid of? He says, I'm afraid of me. Because basically, he says, if you kill me, you're going to unleash another version of me that it's going to be a problem. I'm sorry, a problem. Or you guys just take over and we just keep doing what we've been doing. So I'm just giving you the short version, So Loki and Sylvie talk about this. They go back and forth. Then they get into a physical fight because she wants to kill him. But their makeup, their body is so designed. Sylvia is designed to not trust anyone, and Loki's basically he's not to be trusted. So they're in a dilemma. And Loki's trying to talk her down, trying to, no, don't do this is wrong. What if he's right? What if we kill him and unleash something way worse? So it looked like he was convincing her. He gets all emotional, saying, I just want to make sure that you're okay. It looked like he wanted to say, I love you, but he doesn't. And they end up kissing, getting all passionate about it. And next thing you know, because as they're kissing, they stop kissing, and she says, but I'm not you. Because also when Kang was talking, he took off the little TemPad thing, put on there, because as he was talking and explaining everything to him, he pauses, kind of looks around, going, whoa, something's changed, something's different. Okay, I lied about 5-10 seconds ago, because now something has changed, so now I have no idea what's going to happen, because something's changed. We crossed the threshold. So anyway, after they kiss, Sylvie looks at Loki, says, but I'm not you, because she grabbed the little TemPad that was on his wrist on the desk, opened the portal door, knocked Loki through it, closes. So now she's stuck there with Kang, and she throws the table aside, and he's just like, ooh. And she's like, you're not even going to beg for your, and she's like, you're not even going to beg for your life, and he's like, oh, okay. And then she stabs him in the chest, kind of a weak stab. I thought it'd be a little bit more, gravitas to it, but she was just like, stabbed him. And he's just like, oh, I'll see you soon. And winks at her, and he dies. And next thing you know, you look out into the universe, and you see the timeline just start branching like crazy. So, and I think after Sylvie stabs him, I think she has a look on her face and realizes, oh shit, I think I did just mess up. And because Loki's back at the TVA, he's kind of flabbergasted about, what just happened, by hearing her knocking him back there, and then it just hits him, so he takes off running to go look for basically Mobius. And he runs, finds Mobius, and explains that, hey, we found it. We found the dude. And, it's at the end of time, basically trying to explain to them, because it's Mobius and Hunter B-15. And he's trying, because back at the TVA, everyone's noticing the timeline is branched and all over the place. and Mobius and B-15 are talking about, what's going on with the timeline. Wow, just crazy. So Loki shows up, tries to explain to him what happened, where he was. They found him, what's happening, what's going on. And then next thing you know, Mobius is looking at him like, who are you? Where are you? You're an analyst, right? Where are you from? What branch? And Loki's looking at him like, what are you talking about? And then he looks and sees and he looks and just pauses. His eyes are just like, and there is a giant statue of Kang the Conqueror. Because before in the TVA, in the earlier episodes, there were just 3 statues there in the quad area of the building they're in, of the timekeepers. But now, because of what happened with the timeline, or Sylvie killing him, now things have changed. Times have changed. Everything's changed now. And then it cuts to black. So basically, this is basically setting up for down the road, Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, because in Ant-Man and the Wasp is where Kang is supposed to be introduced. So, but that's down the line. So, I'm just blown away by Jonathan Majors' performance as Kang / Immortus. He just did a phenomenal job. And if you haven't, go check out Lovecraft Country. And you'll see what I'm talking about, and you see why he got picked. He's just a phenomenal actor. He's in my top 5 now. Because my number 1 is Idris, and I like Sam Jackson, I like Wesley Snipes, and a few others. So he just did a phenomenal job. And I can't wait to see what he does with this character, because this was just one version of Kang that he was playing. Because in the comic, there's a multitude versions of him. So I'm just very eager to see what he does with this, where he takes this, because this is going to be phenomenal. This is going to be badass. This is going to be awesome. And I enjoyed the Loki series. I did. I didn't think I would, but it's a good series. It's awesome. It's just setting up for stuff down the road. So leave some comments down below and let me know what you thought of Loki, final episode 6, what you thought of Kang, Jonathan Majors, and anything else I might have probably missed or forgotten, because I'm just pumped and excited for this. I just can't wait to see where they go, where they take this. Pumped, people. Awesome episode, awesome series. So leave your thoughts, comments down below. So until next time, Hitman Thornton, the Buddhist with an attitude, aka Mr. Wonderful, for Raw Reaction TV. Until next time, peace out, bitches. And to remember to always stay zen as fuck. For all time, always.